our tutorials to give you some ideas, some hints and tips over the forthcoming weeks of how you can make some really lovely snacks indoors. So it's from my kitchen to your kitchen. What I'm aiming to do is to give you ideas where you can perhaps use something from the store cupboard, your fridge or your freezer. Are you bored yet of the cheese sandwich? I am. So let's have some lovely ideas for lunchtime. Today I'm going to be making Hawaiian burgers and Crumpet pizzas. Okay, so let's make a start now then on our first recipe, which is the Hawaiian muffin. All that you're going to need for this is one muffin, because obviously you're making it for one person, 2 people, 2 muffins. Now, you may not want to eat a whole packet of full muffins, but they can be frozen easily. What I tend to do is just pop them in a bag like this in your freezer, and then each time you want to make your Hawaiian muffin, you can just take one out and defrost it and use it. Really easy. Take the muffin and using a very, very sharp knife, cut the muffin in half so you've got 2 equal sides. I'm now going to pop those in the toaster for about 4 to 5 minutes, just until they pop straight back up again, and then I'll be doing the toppings for them. Okay, so the muffins have now toasted nicely on both sides, so I'm going to pop those either onto your grill pan or a baking sheet as I'm doing here, and then put on your toppings. Now obviously being Hawaiian, one would expect some ham and some pineapple, which is exactly what we're having here. So pop some ham on there, you can always alter it a little bit if you want to. And then 1 ring of pineapple. This is pineapple that I did have in the cupboard. So I've opened that, and then the other few rings of pineapple, I might make a pineapple upside down cake later. And then on top of there is the cheese. Now I'm using grated cheddar, but you could use any cheese, you could crumble whatever cheese you've got on top. Cheese is quite often on offer, so I tend to buy it, grate it all up, and then again pop it in your freezer, and you can just take out some as and when you need it. Don't want to overload them. You'll notice that I've got some parchment on there, because I don't really want to be picking off all the cheese which comes off, and then I've got to clean my baking sheet. So that's it, that's the Hawaiian burgers, ready to just pop onto the grill or into the oven. You can do them in the microwave, obviously just on a plate like this. However, they do tend to go a little bit soggy, so I wouldn't recommend that. So I'll be popping those in shortly and show you when they're all complete. Okay, and now for our second recipe, the infamous Crumpet pizza, which I've been making probably now for about 10 years or more. Now, in true Blue Peter fashion, here's one I prepared earlier. I've toasted my crumpet, and as you can see, this is one of the giant crumpets. You don't have to have one this large, you can get the smaller versions of them. And again, you can freeze your crumpets and take them out as and when you want them. The other thing I would always do is check your sell-by date on the packets, because these days things don't seem to have a very long sell-by date. So what I'm going to do is put a nice squirt, whoops, I should have opened it, nice squirt of tomato paste, and this is one which has got added herbs in there. Just spread that across the top really easily, and then maybe a little chopped red onion. And this is where you can really go to town and put your own ideas of what you might like on there. You could put some ham on there, some tuna on there. This one would obviously be suitable for a vegetarian because there is no meat on there. I'm going to pop on some sautéed or lightly fried mushroom as well. And I know a friend of mine who makes these. She's very fancy with her Crumpet pizzas, and sprinkles Stilton and chopped walnuts on the top. But this is just going to be a more basic one. I may actually, thinking about that, have to move that, otherwise my topping is going to be too high. And then a little red pepper. Really have a look in the bottom of your fridge and your salad box, see what you've got available and just use what's there. This is ideal if grandchildren want to help you make a pizza. You don't have to use a crumpet. You could use French stick, you could use a muffin like these, you could use pita bread, French stick, etc. And then finally, your cheese. And again, this is cheddar because that's what I've got in the fridge, but you could use the Stilton on top there. Doesn't that look amazing and so quick to do? So that's ready for the grill as well now. So I'll see you in a few moments when they're done. Okay, so here they are, fresh from the grill. Just be mindful that you keep your eye on your paper, because obviously you can see that's scorched a little bit there, and we don't really want it setting fire, do we? So slide that off. I've just got a little bit of watercress, rocket and spinach salad there. And again, with your Hawaiian burgers, the same. And there we go, there's a delicious lunch, quickly and easily prepared, very, very tasty. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and I have to say, keep well, keep safe, and keep cooking.